Welcome to AngularJS with me, Muhammad Marif Najm. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to upload a picture using AngularJS and PHP. Before presenting the application I have created, I want to explain the important parts of the application through which you want to upload a picture using PHP and AngularJS. First of all, I have created a directive called file input and used this directive inside the input element of HTML, as you see here. Using this directive, I usually capture the file or the image which I want to upload to the server. And when I captured the file or the picture, I upload it using this function. When this function is called, a form data object is created and the file is appended to that object. Then an HTTP post request is created with these two obligatory properties: transfer request, whose value is angular.identity, and headers, whose content type is undefined. I mean, if these two properties are not embedded in the anonymous array, then the request will not go to the PHP. And also the request is sent using the then function. And using this piece of code in PHP, you can capture or receive the file and upload it using the move uploaded file function of PHP along with two parameters. One is the temporary path and the other is the upload path. I mean the path to which you want to send the picture. I also have created these two functions inside AngularJS: image upload and image is loaded, through the use of which I can show the image on a page before uploading it, or I can show the file on a page before uploading it. As you see in this picture, whenever you want to see the picture which is about to upload on a portion or a section of the page and check its name, size, and type, it is a good way for you to write this as well. And also using this image element of HTML along with ing source, you can show the image on a page. And this image is loaded function is called inside this image upload, and this image upload is called inside this input element of HTML, whose type is file. So these two functions are not necessarily needed for uploading a picture or a file, but they are good for you if you want to show the file or image on a web page before uploading it. I have created an application called Upload Picture on my local host. And this application has been created using AngularJS and PHP, using which I can upload a picture to the server. Before presenting a demo and the code of this application, I go to my WAM server on the local host. Here, I have created a database called AngularJS Tutorials, which contains three tables. One of these three tables is the table in which I save the name or path of my uploaded images. The names of all images which are going to be uploaded using this application are stored in this table. Now I want to show you a demo of this application. I select a picture, for example, Serenity. The picture is shown here with its name, size, and type properties. Now, when I click on the upload button, I see that the picture has been uploaded to the server and shown here. Now, what happens when I click on the upload button? Inside the AngularJS tutorials folder, I have created another folder called Upload Picture. Inside this folder, I have created several other files and folders. One of these files is the index.php file, which forms the view of our application. Another file is the upload.php file, using which I upload my picture to the server. Another file is the request.php file, using which I get the names of all pictures or images from the database. Another file which I have created in this application is the dbhandler.php file, using which I can manipulate the database. And the last file I have created in this application is the app.js file, which is my AngularJS code. Also, I have embedded a library library of AngularJS. This library is necessarily needed for the application to work. I start the explanation of the code from the app.js file here. Inside this file, before everything, I created a directive for the file input, and its name is file input, using which I can capture the image or a file or the picture which is going to be uploaded to the server. And also, this directive is used inside the index.php file here. Inside the controller of my AngularJS code, I have created two other functions. One is the image upload function, and the other is the image is loaded function. And these two functions are necessarily needed if you want to show the image on a page to see or check its properties before uploading it, as you see here. And also, the properties of the image or file which is about to be uploaded to the server are shown in this way: file.name, file.size, and file.type, and its image. And this image is loaded function is called inside this function, and this function is called inside the index.php file here on change of this input file or input element. When the submit button is clicked, an object of form data is created, and a file or files which are going to be uploaded to the server are appended using AngularJS dot for each loop. Then an HTTP post request is created. Whenever you want to upload a picture or file using AngularJS and PHP, these two properties need to be specified inside this array. One is the transform request, whose value is angular.identity, and the other is the headers, whose content type is undefined. If these two properties, or if one of these two properties is not used, then the application will not work. When the request is made, it is sent using the then function. And when this request is sent to the upload.php file, it checks if there is a file or not. If there is a file, its temporary path and the path to which we're going to upload the picture are specified, and then the file is uploaded using the move uploaded file function of PHP. If the file has been uploaded successfully, then its name is saved in the database using the DB handler class object and its save function, along with the name of the file. This DB handler class has been created here, using which we can manipulate the database. Two functions have been created inside this class. One of them is the save function, using which we can save the name of the picture or file in a database, and the other is the get function, using which we can get the names of all images stored in a database. Okay, if the result which comes from the save function of the DB handler class holds true or is true, then this message is returned to the AngularJS. But if it was not saved in a database successfully, this will be returned to the AngularJS code. And if the upload was not successful, then this message will be returned to the AngularJS code. If there is no file, then this message will be returned to the AngularJS code. So it was everything through which we could upload a picture to the server. And also I have created a read function here, and this function is called when the page loads, as you see here, scoop.read. And also when a picture is successfully uploaded to the server. Using this function, we create an HTTP GET request to the request.php file here. And this file is going to get the names of all pictures saved in the database. When the result came from the get function of the DB handler class, these results are encoded using the JSON encode function of PHP and returned to the app.js or AngularJS. The request is sent using the then function here, along with these two parameters. One parameter is the response function and the other is the error function. If the request has been sent successfully, then the data which comes from the server is stored in the pics variable here on a scoop. And inside the index.php file, a loop has been created using ing repeat of AngularJS, and all images are shown on the page. This way we can create an application using which we can upload pictures to the server using AngularJS and PHP. And now I'm going to upload more pictures. I select my picture, for example, this picture, and upload it. When I click another picture, for example, this one, and I upload it. Another picture, for example, this one, and I upload it. So in this way, you can create an application using AngularJS and PHP to be able to upload a picture or even a file to the server. Now, if I check my database, I see that these pictures have been successfully uploaded and their names have been saved successfully in the database. And if I go to my project, I see that these pictures have been uploaded successfully and are present in the uploads folder here.